Welcome, everybody, to another Mega64 movie club. You know, we are getting more cinematic. You could tell Derek's doing that classic kind of Spielberg push in, on the face. It was all
in
like,
honor of today's movie and director. I'm trying to make this, dreamlike and surreal.
It's working.
Yeah,
I like it.
Oh shit! My magic has run out. Wait, hold on a second. How do you like me now?
Oh, there we go.
We've got options.
Wow.
Yes, we have discovered Google backgrounds, ladies and gentlemen. We've hit light speed.
Yeah.
But enough about me. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Oh yeah. We do have a movie.
Today's pick was Sean pick.
Yeah.
Sean,
it is my pick.
Movie.
What's that, Jarek? I'm sorry.
You want to introduce today's film?
This is a movie that I remember being super amped for when the trailer came out. And I saw it and I thought it was okay, but I was expecting more, honestly, when I first saw it in theaters, and I hadn't seen it since. So I picked it because I felt like, this movie has had a huge influence on Mega64, even though maybe it wasn't my favorite movie ever made. I think it kind of changed some trajectory of how we did things. So I thought it was important to look at it again and see what we thought now.
Yeah, I felt the same. I have the exact same stuff to say as Sean. It was really, maybe you should preface, and maybe I will speak for you here, but Michel Gondry, one of my all-time favorite music video directors. I'm pretty sure Sean felt the same way.
That is true.
And I want to take it even a step further. If you were into or wanted to get into filmmaking in the early 2000s, I don't care who you were, where you were in life, no matter what, you had the director's label Michel Gondry music video DVD on your shelf.
I think I have it on my shelf right here.
Do you really?
Wait, no. Damn, it was too perfect, but no, it's somewhere, but it's like right over there.
Those DVDs, these DVDs that they did that were like different music video directors and a collection of all the videos they directed, that was like indispensable. In the early 2000s, that was like the coolest thing to have.
Yeah, I had that one, the Spike Jonze one.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Those were really cool. And I think only Spike Jonze and Michel Gondry went on to do movies, right? And of all those directors, I think only Spike Jonze really became really successful.
Yeah. I mean, Michel Gondry's still doing stuff for sure, but Mark Romanek had one, and he did a lot of great music videos, and he did the movie 1 Hour Photo, which I liked. I haven't seen it in a while. I liked that, but I don't really know of another one that he did. Anyway.
Yeah. And then Chris Cunningham and a bunch of other guys. I like that DVD too. But so today's movie is Be Kind, Rewind. I also saw this. I think we all saw this in theaters together.
Yeah. I think we were at GDC, like San Francisco or something, when it came out.
Yeah, and this movie kind of just struck me as a typical kind of 2000s indie film.
Yeah.
Like really hip and kind of quaint, but kind of lacking in the story, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's funny because I was revisiting this and I kind of forgot the trajectory of Michel Gondry.
Yeah.
So he did those music videos and then he came out with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
Right.
In 2004, and then he did The Science of Sleep in 2006, and then this movie came out in 2008. And I actually read a piece of trivia that said that Michel Gondry directed Dave Chappelle's Block Party, and that is when he got the idea to make this movie.
Oh, really?
And it was originally going to be starring Dave Chappelle in the role of Mike, and Dave Chappelle came up with the idea for remaking Driving Miss Daisy, Boys in the Hood, and Rush Hour 2.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of funny if there are any Chappelle Show fans out there, because those sound like Chappelle Show skits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Dave Chappelle did a lot of like movie parodies on his show, which were pretty much just that. So I had no idea that was the case, but it kind of like all makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah, I agree.
I always thought that was funny. Michel Gondry did that Dave Chappelle thing. That just didn't seem like something in his wheelhouse, that he would do. Like he was known for doing all these innovative rock videos and stuff. And so I remember thinking like, oh, that surprises me. But that's interesting. It really does make sense. The ideas you see in this movie are, in a way, feel like they have the same DNA as some of his sketches. That's funny.
Yeah, it's a shame. We'll get into the movie in just a second, but I kind of feel like I really like Michel Gondry as a director, but I don't like any Michel Gondry movies.
Yeah.
Like I like Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah.
Well enough.
I do like that movie. I do.
It's been too long for me to tell you what I think of it now, but I liked it a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I feel like I like it well enough. For what it is and what it's trying to be, like artsy and weird.
Yeah.
There's enough of an emotional story there that it's worth watching.
That's what I was going to say is like that movie actually has a story that works pretty well. You know what I mean? It doesn't kind of just float around thing to serve the concept kind of like this movie does. I don't know.
This movie almost feels like, literally at points it's a laundry list of just this movie, that movie, that they're scrolling through movie titles on the screen.
Yeah. Right.
And not even every movie title is represented in a
Most of them aren't. Yeah, they just pick random ones, which is weird.
Yeah. As if to imply that they are sweeting all these movies, but it's like, I don't know, just show me because it almost feels like an infomercial of a music compilation and they're only playing one song every 5 titles that they're showing you,
Yeah. Yeah. I almost wondered watching this movie now, and again, like, we'll get into the plot. They recreate all these movies in homemade ways. Sounds familiar. But I almost felt like watching it this time, I wondered if that was like a concession to the movie studio or something. Like, the way that they slap movie titles on the screen as they're recreating them, I don't know what it was. It just felt like, did you intend to do that? Or was this something that the studio was like, hey, they might not know this is Carrie. Can you put that on there? Or it's like they wanted to have the most big titles as possible displayed or so. I don't know how to describe it, but
possibly. I don't know. It was distributed by New Line Cinema. So it's not like they're the biggest. And I also was kind of reading they had trouble securing the rights to all of these movies while they were parodying them.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's a point in the movie where Jack Black does like an awful version of the Ghostbusters theme, and it was like, how do you fuck up the Ghostbusters theme? It's so iconic. But then I read they didn't have the rights to the song at that point in the movie, which is funny because later on in the movie they play that song. So they must have rights at some point.
Yeah. What it probably was, Insider, this is going way too deep on Ghostbusters lore, but the Who You Gonna Call song is a totally different, I know I've seen companies go through this. It's a totally different licensing thing than licensing Ghostbusters. And I know this because they put out a bunch of Ghostbusters like retro toys recently that said Who You Gonna Call at the top, and they had to pull all of them.
Oh.
It was they found out it was a totally separate deal, and just because they got the rights to one, they had the song is a whole other thing. So
dang.
Anyway, there's a little Ray Parker Jr. inside info for you.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into Be Kind Rewind. If you haven't seen it, we're going to spoil the whole movie for you here. We're going to go through the whole plot. It's a medium budget movie. Cost $20 million, made $30 million. So not the biggest hit in the world. Stars Jack Black, Mos Def. Why is Mos Def famous, by the way? What is Mos Def famous for?
I couldn't tell you. He's always just been famous. But then after this, I was like, I don't think I remember seeing him after this movie. Has he been doing other things? I have no idea.
I mean, he raps.
Yeah, what's a Mos Def song? I don't know.
I can't tell you one.
Wasn't he in a group?
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
That must be it. I know while I'm saying this, people in the comments are like lighting up with this, and this is a travesty, but I just never knew what Mos Def was famous for.
Yeah, there was a minute he was in everything. In the early 2000s, he got cast in a lot of stuff. And I want to just get this out there. This is the second Mos Def project we've had on this show. The first being Ghosts, Michael Jackson, classic.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, as of right now, Mos Def might be the most reviewed actor on Mega64 Movie Club.
Wow.
Mos Def, for sure.
Mos Def, most reviewed. Then Danny Glover shows up in this movie, surprisingly, and Mia Farrow.
Yeah.
Who knew Mia Farrow was alive and still acting in 2008?
And renting VHS.
Still acting now, who knows?
Yeah.
What did you say, Rocco?
Oh, and renting VHS. You know, she's covering all the bases.
Yeah, so the whole premise of this movie, for anybody who doesn't know, revolves around a VHS store in 2008. So as you can imagine, they're going out of business. And that's pretty much the whole crux of this film. Danny Glover owns the store. Mos Def and Jack Black work in it. Mia Farrow rents videos.
I don't think Jack Black even works there. I think he just hangs out. Kind of like a Clerk situation. He's like the Randall.
Yeah.
Just keeps coming and bothering him.
Yeah, Jack Black literally played this same character in High Fidelity in 1997. So he always gets this role of like, I suck, but I'm here. Yeah. I don't work here, but I do.
Yeah, and enthusiastic.
Yeah, and you know, like I like Jack Black, but watching this movie, I don't remember Jack Black being so awful as he was in this movie. And it's not even necessarily that he's bad. Jack Black is just being Jack Black. But man, they make him do some unsavory things in this film.
Yeah.
Namely blackface.
Right. But I will tell you that I think maybe I laughed the hardest at that scene because, I mean, literally the music stops and everyone stares at him. And then Danny Glover's like, we have to have a conversation. And they take him outside and like, that was funny. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they did the dude that's messed up clause where someone does something, but there is an anchor to like, let me explain
like
why
the second he comes out, everyone like the movie stops to like comment on it. So
yes.
Yeah. Well, he also does a pretty bad Jackie Chan impersation.
I did notice that. I did notice that as well.
During the rush hour scene.
I did. I don't know why I didn't even think about that.
This is just stuff I think you could get away with in 2008 when that kind of humor was, you know, more acceptable. That was kind of like Chappelle Show was around. It was all racial.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. did Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
That was
exactly.
You know,
it was like the
there
same
was
year.
an era, and I just forgot that Jack Black did these things in this movie. I mean, and this character kind of sucks in this movie.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I think his character is just so oblivious to everything, he just doesn't see anything, you know?
It's
so,
not,
like...
Yeah. He doesn't come off as racist or...
No, he just comes as a... Character. He has no idea why that's wrong.
Yeah, it's more like it's just... It's too stupid for Jack Black. You know what I mean? It's like, this is... No person on earth is this annoyingly dumb. So, essentially... What the plot of the movie is Danny Glover runs this video store. It's failing. Jack Black, Mos Def, Mia Farrow, they all live in this neighborhood where the jazz legend Fats Waller is like a local legend. He was born in this building that everybody lives in, that the video store is in. And one day Danny Glover tells Mos Def, I'm going to go to this Fats Waller reunion thing. I want you to watch the video store. What he's actually doing is he's going around the city, the country, I don't know, like researching basically more successful video stores like Blockbuster and seeing how they do it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird. He takes a train to go do this, but seemingly I don't get what that was when... I don't get it. I don't get it.
The B plot with Danny Glover is one of the worst B plots I've ever seen. Like I have other positive things to say about the movie, but I remember even... seeing it back in the theater thinking that was when I was like tuning out. It's like anything they cut to with Danny Glover off on his mission to research rental places was like, this should be deleted scenes, dude. This is so not. And I felt the same way now.
It really is like it's Danny Glover like doing spy missions in Blockbuster. Like, more than one copy of the same movie. Huh.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
It's like a Nickelodeon fucking movie.
Yeah.
Those scenes. You know, back at home, the thing that bothered me about this movie when I first watched it was I felt like the Jack Black plot was like really silly to the point of like this. I'm not buying this. Essentially, he's a conspiracy theorist who wants to take down the government via destroying or sabotaging the electric company.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of this movie, honestly, I just want to pause and say a lot of this story I felt like was just an excuse to do visually funny gags.
Yeah, which I'm fine with in theory.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to do a movie that's just sweeting movies, I'm for it. I'm ready to see that. But like, it just they added a story and it was like this. You don't need to do this. Just sweet the movies. I don't know.
Well, I think what the issue is here, and tell me if I'm wrong, but like I think the disparity here and why it feels extra like where that feeling is coming from is I feel like this movie wants to have its cake and eat it too with like, yeah, look, they do all these crazy things, but it's also this kind of twee little like indie movie, and the stuff it's bringing up is so stupid that none of it works. Whereas, this is a comparison. I know, like, Derek, you weren't like the biggest fan of this movie, but here's the comparison movie I'm going to bring up is then you have a movie like UHF. I'm not even saying that's like the hallmark of great cinema, but that's a movie that they just wanted to do goofy shit and fake TV shows. But they went all out with it, like they went big with like, look, everything in this movie is fucking gonzo. It's like that's the universe we live in.
Right.
And it's like Be Kind Rewind doesn't do that. It's still this like, oh no, it's this endearing little real, setting in this cute indie movie, but it's asking me so many things that are just too stupid to connect to, Look, we filmed 800 movies. Oh, look, we got our $1 from customers today. We're a success. And it's like, is this wacky or am I supposed to like be like happy for them? Like,
yeah.
I feel like for me, this scene of attacking, so Mos Def, Jack Black tries to get Mos Def to help him attack the electric company. It happens pretty early in the movie. And I remember watching this in theaters, and this scene kind of sums up the whole movie.
Yeah.
Whether you love it or hate it, it's the movie in a nutshell, because the scene kind of sucks and the whole setup kind of sucks. And they have this stupid makeup on for no reason that looks fucking dumb.
Right.
And then these cops roll up like, what are you guys doing? And you realize that the makeup is like body paint and they perfectly blend in with the background of like a chain link fence. And it's like an illusion to like camouflage, and they like disappear into the background.
Yeah.
And that's the movie in a nutshell. It's like this story is stupid,
right?
But cool visual effect.
Yeah. And 100%. And it's like, oh, like the whole time I was wondering why they dress like that, and then like, oh, it paid off to that. But it was like, but that was that was it. Like, I don't know.
But then what happens is, go ahead, Rocco.
Oh, again, I just feel like. I know I just kept comparing this movie to UHF because that movie wanted to do all these crazy things, but it was such a, like I said, it made its whole world in a way that you believe that stuff would happen. It's like, yo, this whole thing is silly. We're doing it. And this movie doesn't do that. It's like this grounded thing, except when it wants to be weird. And it's like, it just doesn't, I don't know.
It has these silly moments, and then it swings to these super dramatic moments, which is why I kind of hate the Jack Black character too, because he just seems to cause problems for the sake of causing problems. Like, he fights with Mos Def, like, help me blow up the electric factory. No, I don't want to. You abandoned me, you asshole.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing for me is he like gets electrocuted so bad at the electric factory a freak accident happens, and he becomes super magnetized to the point where later on in this movie, that's the reason all the videos get erased. He goes into the store, and his magnetic aura wipes all the tapes. But later on in the movie, he even pees, and his urine attracts metal to it. It's right. So. And Rocco, kind of what you were saying about having its cake and eating it too. Yeah, this movie is like a cute little indie movie. We're just trying to rescue the video store.
Yeah.
But then this guy has super magnetic pee, and he gets electrocuted so bad he flies into the air, but doesn't die.
Yeah.
Isn't even injured, but has superpowers now. It's
I just feel like it needed to go way further with that shit. Yo, Michel Gondry, pull out all the stops and let's go that far, or scale all that back. It's just it's in this middle space where it's just kind of what I don't know.
Yeah, and it really is kind of a middle of the road movie. It's kind of, to compare it to another movie, The Karate Kid. Mr. Miyagi says, walk on the left side of the road, you're safe. Walk on the right side of the road, you're safe. Walk in the middle, smash like a grape. This movie is smashed like a grape. You know what I mean?
But also, we talked about Eternal Sunshine. Why I think that movie works is not only is there an actual serviceable story and there's stakes, but I feel like that movie did a good job walking that line where, it's kind of an endearing movie over on this side. Okay, they have some technology that's kind of weird, but it's used in a practical way. And then when it's in the dream space is when, Michel Gondry gets to do all his tricks. And I feel like having those clearly defined rules make it an interesting movie. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like this one's missing is it's just kind of all I don't really buy any of this. Anyway.
To review a movie other than Be Kind, Rewind and talk about Eternal Sunshine for a minute, I just think that movie works because everything in that movie is rooted emotionally in something.
Yeah.
That movie's about you buy it. This relationship is over and I want to remove these memories, and it's all emotionally heavy. This movie is oh no, these guys want to see Rush Hour 2.
Yeah.
God, they're gonna be mad if they can't.
Yeah.
Right. It's all right, I guess we're doing Rush Hour 2 now.
Yeah. That's what I mean. The stakes are not there. I know this is the 20th fucking time that I've brought up UHF.
Uh-oh.
But even in that movie, there is one part where they're going we got a new show, Fun with Dirt. Oh, we got a new, the Volcano Worshipper Hour. We got, all these terrible shows. And then Weird Al's character, George, asks, so how's our network doing? And the guy says, I think we're going to be flat broke by the end of the week. And Weird Al has a moment where he's like, I really thought I could do this. Even that movie knew where to put you in emotional. You know what I mean? This guy's trying to do, even though that movie's a farce,
right?
It has an anchor. It has man, I'm sorry to see this guy fail,
Yeah.
This movie, I just don't even, exactly what you said. It's they're okay. Is it bad they're going to have DVDs instead of tapes? Oh no, they're going to tear the place down. Oh, but the owner wants to sell it. Does he not? He doesn't want to sell it. It's just in this.
To me, it really is. It's two movies in the same movie, where you could have. Yeah, you already said with the middle of the road, but it's you could have had this movie about this jazz guy, or you could have had the remake movie, and you decided to combine them, and now it's just this But there are moments I genuinely like. I think there's fun parts of this movie. And so that's why I kind of I remember leaving the theater feeling a little weird. I don't know what I liked it. I also didn't like it. So I don't know what,
There's definitely the spirit of creativity is alive in the movie, but that's just kind of the most I could say. It's
I was going to say, actually, I feel like the third act of this movie is not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I think that they did a good job of sewing it all up at the end, kind of. And we didn't even really get to the end of the movie. I could get us there quickly if we want to talk about the story.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to cut off anything you guys were going to say.
No.
All right. So, Danny Glover is out of town, and Mos Def and Jack Black were watching the video store, and Jack Black, because of this freak accident, erases all the videos in the video store. And Mia Farrow is this old lady who lives in the neighborhood and is best friends with Danny Glover. I don't know. They're like banging on the side. Not really, but they talk every single night on the phone. Like, who is that close? And she comes into the video store, and Mos Def and Jack Black are freaking out because all the videos are blank. And she basically says, like, wow, this store's a mess. If you can't clean it up and give me Ghostbusters by 8 p.m. tonight, I'm going to report you to your boss and fire you. Again, super low stakes.
Yeah.
So they Swede Ghostbusters and they give it to her. And this is where the movie goes crazy to me. Mia Farrow has these like really hard gangster nephews who see Ghostbusters and think it's like poppin'. Yo, this is better than the original. And they go back to the video store and basically threaten to beat up Mos Def and Jack Black if they don't Swede like more videos.
Yeah.
That's it. That's like, why this movie
it would have been so much better if it was like, oh, she worked at a TV station and she played it on TV and then they got famous. You know what I mean? Or something like look what these guys did. Isn't this funny? And then they, whatever. But instead it's this weird, I'm not even saying that's better, but like something in that vein where it's like they end up getting some kind of notoriety in a way. And instead it's like these kids are going to get mad if you don't. I don't know. It just,
these guys are so strangely aggressive for a movie about working at a video store. Like they roll up to the video store and Jack Black and Mos Def are like, "Oh no, I hope they don't have guns." Like they literally think they're gonna die over these movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, the movie's become a huge hit.
Yeah.
And so everything is saved, except we have to invent some problems. So Sigourney Weaver shows up out of nowhere.
Literally nowhere.
Sigourney Weaver rolls up in a limousine and basically says, like, I represent the movie studios. This is illegal. There's this insane scene where they calculate how much Danny Glover owes to the movie studios, and it's over $3 billion.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
But again, like, I can't tell if this movie is trying to be a comedy or like a cute indie drama because it's not even presented as a joke. It's like, you owe $3 billion or you have to go to jail for 60 years. So you're fucked.
Yeah.
That's it. So they can't make these movies anymore. And this is where I think the movie actually comes together, is they decide we can make our own movie. And this whole thing about the jazz singer that has kind of just been an underlying story suddenly makes sense. And I actually thought that was kind of cool. Like, oh, they've been showing me clips of this jazz singer documentary all throughout this movie.
Yeah.
Now I see why. This is the movie they decide to make when they want to make their own film.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. And,
I did too.
Like any movie, you would think they're going to make this movie. It's going to be a big hit. They're going to like raise a bunch of money and save the day. No, they show the movie. And then Danny Glover is like, yeah, we're not going to be able to save this anyway. I'm just going to move. It's going to be awful. Let's just watch this movie. And they watch the movie and they accidentally broadcast it to everyone in the neighborhood, and everyone in the neighborhood claps. The end.
The end.
Like, okay, so did they demolish the building?
Yeah, they totally did.
Like they did.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yo, wait. We have a multi-million dollar deal to renovate this entire block. But that movie made us all laugh. Like, I think I called off the bulldozers. Yeah, we stopped. That movie, that was a funny 20-minute movie.
Dude, I think literally the condo developer who is like, you have an hour to watch this movie and get the fuck out of here before we bulldoze this place.
Yeah.
When the movie's over, he's like, that was funny.
Yeah. But like,
now we're gonna bulldoze this place.
Looking at the crowd, I don't know. Again, is this a joke? But there was a literal marching band watching, like dressed up. There's a guy holding a tuba, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
These guys just walking down the street and happen to see. Like, I don't get what this is.
So and again, that's like the fantasy element of this movie. But I just feel like lean more into that, or stop.
I read that Michel Gondry like made this in a neighborhood and started to feel like kind of what the movie was about was really happening. Like the people in the neighborhood were helping him make this movie. So that end scene, those were all actual people from the neighborhood, like doing a cameo.
Oh, that's
but I feel like maybe that was lost as an audience member. Like, why should I care?
I think it was, and I also feel like maybe the Jack Black stuff is like, I think most of the extras in this movie are just people in the movie in general, besides the main actors, were people who just lived in that block. They were just like, they got him to do it. And it kind of felt like Jack Black was like acting for them, or like trying to like, I don't know. Like it just seemed like his performance was for the people he was acting with, not for like the camera or something. I don't know. It seemed weird to me.
It definitely seems like it's Jack Black doing the Jack Black shtick.
Yeah.
And it's all the classic Jack Black things, you know, like and like making up a rap and, you know, being like, God damn it, aggressive, you abandoned me. But instead of Kyle Gass, it's Mos Def. And it's like they just paid Jack Black, like, just do your shtick. We need you to kind of be the funny guy, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not really like an inspired or memorable Jack Black performance.
I still enjoy him though in general. Like I still enjoy just him prancing around and doing his thing. I still like get a kick out of that, but yeah.
Jack Black, that's why you pay Jack Black. You get the Jack Black experience and it's always good.
Yeah.
You know. But there's probably other movies that do it better than this one.
Yeah.
And this movie actually made me realize I love Jack Black and I love Michel Gondry, but I don't know if I really like their movies that much.
Huh.
You know, like what's School of Rock? It's pretty good, I suppose.
Yeah, I liked it.
High Fidelity I really like, but that's more of like a John Cusack movie.
Yeah.
You know, what's a good Jack Black movie? Jumanji?
Yeah, I can't, I don't know if I've seen it.
Cool.
What's a good Jack Black movie? No.
I think we've just cracked another code, like Jessica Alba.
No, there's gotta be a Jack. I mean, again, we are already School of Rock outshines Jessica Alba because that.
And I'll say something. Maybe not everyone will agree with me.
Okay.
I think I know it was a bomb. I really liked the Tenacious D movie. Sue me.
I liked it.
I liked it a lot, and I liked the King Kong remake. I liked it. The Peter Jackson King Kong. I dug it. So those would be my picks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up some Jack Black films here.
I'm doing that now. We got
wasn't Orange County a pretty good movie?
What?
Wasn't Orange County a pretty good movie or no?
You know, I think Jack Black is the master of making a good movie right now that's not going to be a great movie in 5 years. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
Like Flash in the Pan.
I'm looking at his leading roles, and it's like, High Fidelity, but it's like Shallow Hal. Okay, no good. Nacho Libre.
I liked Nacho Libre. I dug it.
I thought you didn't like that it had a bunch of fart jokes in it.
Who, me?
Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, that wasn't me. I like Nacho Libre.
Year one. I mean, didn't see it. Looked shitty. Gulliver's Travels, School of Rock, Kung Fu Panda, King Kong. I don't know. Maybe. Huh.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
He was in Tropic Thunder, and he was in. No, I just saw something like 2 seconds ago. He was in Jumanji.
Yeah.
The new Jumanji, yeah, dude. Sorry, Jack Black. It does not make good movies.
This can't be right. This can't be right.
I mean, I named 5 that I like, which I could say that I can't say that for a lot of actors.
That's true.
I like Jack Black, and I like Jack Black in movies, but I don't like the movies Jack Black is in. I think. I have to think about this. I'm just realizing some stuff about myself. Anyways, let's give this movie some popcorn shakes. What do you say?
Okay.
Wait, hold on. He was in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. He was like a stoner guy.
He was like a stoner that got murdered. Yeah.
Man, when I was like 14, that movie ruled.
Yeah.
I like the first one better.
Yeah, agree to disagree.
For Shakers, I'll go first since I picked this movie. I said before, I still think this movie is important for us and glad it was made. There were things watching it this time, like now that we Swede things, I was like, oh, that's so clever. Like Rush Hour 2 when they're hanging high above the city and this is one of those like kid play mats and they're like hanging above that and it looks like they're really high up. Like stuff like that. I was like, I live for that shit now. Yeah. Even like the fan in front of the camera make it look like it's old with strings hanging down to give it that old time feel. It's like I was eating all of that up. And there's that one part where they recreate like 5 movies in one take.
Yeah.
Loved that, but overall, the movie's not great. I would give it 2 stars for the reasons why I mentioned why it was good, but you know.
Yeah.
That's
I think I'm going to do the same thing. It's a 2 for me for the same reason. As a movie, it doesn't work for me, but there's creativity and playful creativity alive in it. I love that. For me, the highlight of the movie, and it never comes back from even in the theater, I remember like I was like clapping and laughing out loud at them doing Ghostbusters and then putting it negative, but their faces look messed up.
Yeah.
So they photocopy their faces and tape that on, and then in negative it makes it normal. That to me is like it never tops that again. That is like my kind of gag right there.
Yeah.
So I'll give it 2 for great creativity, but not a great movie.
I'm going to give it 2 stars, but I think I'm going to give Michel Gondry 10 stars.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not his fault that his movies suck. He's just too much of a genius for movies.
Yeah.
I think this movie is actually like, if you look closely, this is a How to Be Michel Gondry movie.
Yeah.
Best thing about this movie is that it inspired people to start tweeting stuff on their own. And in a way, it made people feel more creative.
Yes.
They felt like a license to be filmmakers. This movie made people feel like you could make something of value, even if it wasn't high budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really showed me, especially, showed me that it's like, yeah, you see the strings, you see the hand moving the thing, but it doesn't matter because you get your point across and people find that charming even.
Yeah. The charm of those things. Yeah.
Like there's a part where they're doing 2001 and you can see the hand spinning the thing to move the camera, but it looks like the shot still. And it's like, that's exactly what I strive for when we shoot our videos. It's like that.
But also he shows you the hand moving the prop. He literally says, put the fan in front of the camera to make it look old. Put strings in front of it to make it look like scratches. Like he's giving you the tools to do this yourself. And I think that's pretty cool.
I agree.
I was looking up just Michel Gondry and some information on him. He pioneered bullet time. Rocco, I don't know if you knew that. He beat the Wachowskis to bullet time.
What?
They even credit him as one of like the pioneers of it.
Yeah. Did he do it? Did he do those Gap commercials?
He did it for a series of Smirnoff commercials, the vodka.
Oh.
But he also made these. I think he did do bullet time for some Gap commercials, and he also made a Levi's commercial that is like the most awarded commercial of all time. So he's like a critically acclaimed genius director. I think he works better in small doses, and I just feel like a 90-minute or 2-hour movie. It's just a different beast, and it doesn't serve his talents.
I agree.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but if you watch the trailer for Be Kind Rewind, you can also find he filmed his own trailer for Be Kind Rewind where he suited the trailer using just himself, which is super fun to watch back to back because it's like in the suited version, he messes up the trailer and has to refilm that. Which is clever, and that's like a perfect Michel Gondry idea, and it's great, and it's like you're really good in like 5-minute doses, like you're perfect.
He kept sweeting movies after this movie came out too. He kept like every time he came up with ideas, he would do it because if It's online somewhere. I don't know if it's on YouTube. I think it's on his channel, but he did Taxi Driver himself.
Yeah.
Like literally he plays everyone in it. And it's great. He has a gag where he makes a revolver and fills it with crayons for the scene where he's shooting a bunch of people later in the movie or whatever. And so he puts crayons in it and then shoots people, and then there's like colored paint behind them. And I don't know, it was really like good. Like this movie had some inspirational creativity.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody, do yourself a favor. Look up the Michel Gondry Levi's jeans commercial called Drugstore. It was banned in America because for use of a condom. But it is a really, really cool commercial, especially for the 90s.
Yeah.
And it'll make you feel like living in the 1890s might have been cool. It's an interesting commercial, and it'll make you appreciate Michel Gondry. But yeah, I give this movie two popcorn shakes out of 5. Kind of sucks.
Yeah.
That's 6 out of 15 from all of us.
Yeah.
And that is this episode. Rocco, what are we watching next?
Okay, well, you brought up Bullet Time. You have invoked the name Wachowski. Wachowskis are some of my favorite filmmakers of all time. You know, some people, they like this, they didn't like that. The Matrix was good, they didn't like the sequels. Cloud Atlas was too weird. I don't know about Speed Racer. I have loved every Wachowski project that I've ever seen. I've loved them all. Genuinely. There's only one I've never watched.
No.
The movie Jupiter Ascending. And I've had people tell me, Rocco, you're subconsciously avoiding watching it because you know it's going to be the first thing from them you hate. So you know what? Challenge accepted. Next week, we're going to watch Jupiter Ascending and see, is this the Dark Horse favorite or the turd in the punch bowl?
We'll find out.
Who's
gonna know? Who knows?
Can the Wachowskis do wrong in my mind?
Maybe it's the Dark Horse turd. Or the favorite punch bowl. I don't know.
Maybe the dark turd from the punched horse. Punch.
Well, I can't wait.
Drunk love.
I'm sure it'll be lovely.
Yeah.
So anyway, that concludes another Mega64 movie club. Go out there and Swede something, and you know what? Maybe we'll do the same. I'm just kidding. We've already done it. So
check those out.
Go look up. What was the video that we Sweded stuff? The Haunted Wii.
Thank you.
Search that. All right. Take care, everyone. Good night.
We did Mario.
Mario.
Google
it to know who that is, and then look up our video. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.